Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry and I'll be your guide on today's journey. We have an informative and engaging program lined up just for you.
Did you know that finding out your blood type can reduce your risk of getting the wrong blood type during emergency operations or surgeries? Let you know if you're at a higher risk for certain diseases, like knowing that persons with type AB, A and B blood have higher risks for blood clots. And if you have a rare blood type, you could decide to store your blood for future use so you don't have to wait hours or days to find a match. So what are you waiting for? Find out your blood type today. It can not only help to save your life, but also the lives of others.
Thanks for staying with us right here on Jamaica Magazine. As we continue to celebrate Jamaica's independence season, we reflect on the many cultures, traditions, and experiences that have shaped our national identity. From different journeys to one shared home, the story of Jamaica is truly one of diversity and resilience. Up next, we explore the rich heritage and lasting contributions of the Chinese Jamaican community.
It's not a celebration in China, but rather a celebration of China. Yet the only connection some of these people have with the world's second most populated country is their lineage. What you're looking at is a celebration of Chinese Jamaicans right here at the Chinese Benevolent Association, CBA, in Kingston, an organization that has quietly shaped generations, offering support to Chinese Jamaicans and helping newcomers find their footing in this land. They are another small yet impactful group knitted into the fabric of Jamaican society, and like many, their story begins with migration.
After the abolition of slavery in 1830s or wherever, the plantation owners needed workers to go into the cane field because I guess not too many former slaves wanted to go back. So they devise a scheme where they get laborers from China who came out here as indentured laborers. You know, China at that time was a very poor country. They came, so most Chinese came from Guangdong, especially an area called Shenzhen, which is just a fishing village.
There are two groups, one from China and a set from Panama. The set from Panama is very small because they were under severe physical hardship in Panama and they asked to leave. So a group came to Jamaica and then a group of indentured persons came in 1854.
Right off the bat, one major challenge was the language barrier, but also many could not manage the plantation work and left. The arduous and demeaning conditions led to the Chinese inventing work for themselves.
And the Chinese took advantage of the situation that they saw that was open to them, and they went into retailing. And then we had the migration of quite a bit of Chinese at the time, from the 1890s onwards.
They looked around and carved out a niche, shopkeeping. So intricate is this profession in the history of Chinese Jamaicans. A replica of a shop is kept at the museum housed at the CBA.
Because a lot of people in the district had to go too far to buy stuff for their household food stuff, right? So they try to sell every little thing, basic food items, that the community will support them.
Today, what is mostly dominated by Jamaicans of African descent who have filled a business opportunity in their communities was once dominated by the Chinese, while the Chinese went on to become wholesalers. They also branched off into bakeries. But they didn't just satisfy themselves with small businesses. They saw that upward mobility at that time was not destined for them, and so they created their own path.
The banks were still controlled by foreigners, and they had just had much difficulty in getting finances. So the Chinese developed their own system within the community.
And many will agree, it is one of the Chinese Jamaicans' admirable qualities, the ability to bond and build from nothing when the major players have closed their door in one's face.
So that from shopkeeping, have hotel owners, restaurant owners, academics, religious people.
Known for their meticulous ways of keeping records, Chinese Jamaicans have successfully been able to track their lineage to China and their families, despite well over a century apart. This tool is very effective in helping Chinese Jamaicans stay in touch with their heritage. And here is where the association asserts its importance, making sure every important celebration held in China is observed in their own way right here. Every year they make sure to celebrate Chinese New Year, also known as the Spring Festival. It marks the beginning of a new year on the traditional lunisolar Chinese calendar. The first day of the Chinese New Year falls on the new moon that appears between the 21st of January and the 20th of February. Another is Gasan, which is a traditional Hakka custom of honoring their ancestors and cleaning the graves. The official ceremony always includes the head of the group or organization bowing 3 times in front of the monument and making a pledge to the ancestors in audible words that state,
今天我们在此聚首，向先祖致以敬意，并向他们表明，作为后代，我们恪守传统与习俗，未曾将他们遗忘。同时，我们重申将尊重并维护先辈所缔造的社会与制度。我们祈求先祖指引并赐福于未来，愿先祖之灵安息。 愿当代子孙福泽绵长。
Festivities also include dragon boat races.
The Chinese have used the dragon race as a way to bring people together in rivalry, in good, friendly competition.
The Chinese Benevolent Association also offers Tai Chi classes, an ancient Chinese practice that is effectively used as exercise for health of mind and the body.
Tai Chi is a slow-moving exercise. It helps with balance, it helps with breathing, and it kind of gives you the inner strength, control your inner strength. And I find that after you've done the Tai Chi, you relax, you feel better, you feel more relaxed.
众族归一
Out of many, one people.
The Chinese Jamaican culture is also kept alive through the foods prepared. The CBA puts on Night Market, a celebration of authentic Chinese dishes, making it known that Chinese food is not just sweet and sour chicken. It is not just mala chicken, nor is it just fried rice. At the Night Market, you'll find sao bao, pickled mangoes, chung fun, bubble tea with tapioca, char siu pork, and a whole lot more.
It helps to preserve the Chinese culture by creating a platform so we can introduce the Chinese food to a wider community. So even to our youngsters, them to keep going with the culture.
Worship is a part of every society and helps to shape who a person becomes. For people whose lives were uprooted voluntarily or otherwise, those values sometimes get disfigured and/or completely lost. Holding on to them must be purposeful and systematic. Such is the case for Chinese Jamaicans. In China, worship presents itself through ancestral veneration, something like what you saw at the Gasan ceremony earlier. Their worship comes through Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Here, William demonstrates the practicality of what one would do to commune with Guan Yu, the god of war. But remember, we spoke of migration and multiculturalism. These too have found their way into the religious faculty of Chinese Jamaicans. For instance, many of them became Catholics. This is Sister Marie Chin. She was the sister-in-law of Professor Anthony Chen and a member of the Sisters of Mercy, an order of nuns, and was intricate in setting up some of Jamaica's most prestigious schools. And here at the Jamaica Chinese Christian Church, they carry the tenets of the general Christian faith, believing in the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And if you listen carefully, Chinese Jamaican contribution is indelible but also specific. Having had a hand in the development of reggae music earlier on, most relied on what became their most formidable tool. Realizing how valuable education was, they not only acquired it but dominated in it. They also went into education, setting up and teaching at Alpha Academy, Mount Alvernia High School in Montego Bay, and Immaculate Conception High School, becoming doctors, professors, and many other professions in service to Jamaica. And having the foundation from earlier on, they also dominated in business.
Lasco, for instance, was started by Lascelles Chin, who started by selling black pepper from his home. And look, see how he has developed. There is National Continental Bakery, which started as a small bakery in Balaclava and developed into National Bakery, or island-wide. As an offshoot of that, the family has gone into hotel management and is the biggest hotel conglomerate in Jamaica, and have gone into distribution of chicken, Caribbean broilers.
In preserving their heritage, Chinese Jamaicans have helped shape Jamaica itself, a reminder that our strength has always come from the many stories that make us one people.
On our roads, remember, take time. Be courteous. Drive good. Walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
Dance has always been a powerful way of preserving history, storytelling, and identity. And so, as the world prepares to observe the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples, we turn our attention to some of Jamaica's traditional dance forms.
Similar to the country's motto, "Out of many, one people," Jamaica's indigenous dance movement is a rich mix of African, European, Spanish, and several other ethnic influences. A shoulder movement from the British, hip roll from the Africans, and so on. All gyrations and synchronized rhythmic stepping, locals have merged to birth new dance styles.
Indigenous means that it was created here. It's native to the space. I call some things indigenous formalized. They're indigenous, and all these indigenous things, like, for example, gere, they say it's a creolized form. Now, when you say creolized form, that means some of it was shaped here, so then it becomes indigenous. So there are quite a few others.
Brookings reveals a unique mixture of African and European influences. The Brookings Party is a stately, dipping, gliding dance typified by the thrust and recovery action of the hip and leg.
So, for example, Brookings, you cannot go back to Africa and find Brookings. Remember, Brookings was a celebration for the abolition of slavery in this country called Jamaica. And there's a long story behind that. So that position happens in Brookings. All right, get up. But she not do it all the way. When them do it, you know, it's all down on the ground and the back and back.
This band of masqueraders scare a few, especially children. Some persons are definitely not in favor of one of the characters, the devil. John Kunu goes as far back as slavery, but at that time, the bands were very large and elaborate. The musicians would play tunes of well-known traditional songs on the fife, accompanied by bass and rattling drums, shakas and graters. Their primary dance movement is to prance, behaving wildly as they try to evoke fun or mockery.
Ska at the original sound. Ska at the foundation sound. Ska music is a great, great sound. Jamaica's first international.
What you see down across is arms that come out of John Kunu, come out of our ancient forms as well. And so you see those arms in Ska. Those same arms. What it come from? It have to come anywhere from sky. It come from our ancestral memories, our heritage, and it bleed beautifully into modern day times, into what we call popular dance.
Dancehall in the 1960s, a popular dance then was the ska. Oh yes, skanking was the movement partygoers would do to the rhythm of the similar name, ska punk or hardcore punk.
Jamaica's first international.
When people say they're dancing bingy, also indigenous. Any movement that you see people do in Rastafari, because Rastafari, and it's not only dance.
That's right. Rastafarianism is a religion and it has its own dance.
Although African Kumina has been here for so long, it is a tradition in the space. Kumina was not created here. It is Kikongo. In the language they speak, free Africans and enslaved Africans, the more they came, brought that tradition, that religious tradition, to the space. But over time, because that is from 18-something, you know, it becomes traditional to the space because it's constantly here. Dancehall is indigenous. Everything in dancehall is indigenous. And so everybody should be saying, anybody who dancehall should mention Jamaica. Because Jamaica is who created that cultural space that has in it dance. Dancehall goes right back to Africa. And if you go online now and you look at Africans doing dancehall, there's a slightly different flavor to it. But there's a use of bottom, there's a use of, the use is similar. So some things, you know, are what Kamau Brathwaite, the writer from Barbados, says tide electric. In that the tides of the ocean bring it come, and sometimes the tides of the ocean carry it back. So if you look at dancehall, you know, the ocean bring all of this African, and then sometimes you see it carry back, and dancehall is in Africa now as African dancehall. In dance, it's a forward movement when we decide to be Caribbean-centric. So now we're not necessarily Afrocentric or Eurocentric. We have now created a space of our voice. We are Caribbean-centric in the movements that we create. From the time of ska that you mentioned, all the way up now to dancehall.
Mommy?
Yes, Zoe?
Can we read this book? It will only take 10 minutes.
Sure, sit down. Every spring, Madame Angel Wing arranges.
Do you have 10 minutes? Read with your child today. Reading with your children for just 10 minutes each day helps develop their language and listening skills, stimulates their imagination, and expands their understanding of the world. So, start reading with your child today.
You know the adage, water is life? Rightly stated, as it supports all living beings. But with the passing of a hurricane, supply may be compromised and properly stored water could just become our lifeline. Step 1. It is best to use food-grade containers to store water. This means that the material used is fit for human consumption and won't have toxic substances entering your water. Step 2. Be sure to wash and rinse the container thoroughly in preparation for water storage. Step 3. After filling the container, be sure to seal it tightly. If it has a screw-on cap, ensure it's tightly closed. This will prevent contamination. Step 4. Also, to prevent contamination, store water in a cool, dark place. This is to minimize exposure to temperature fluctuations, which can degrade the quality of the water and the container. Step 5. Replace stored water frequently to ensure freshness. You may use older water for non-drinking purposes. Step 6. Additionally, you may want to label the containers with the date of storage. This will help you keep track of how long the water has been stored. Step 7. Drinking water containing bacteria and viruses can lead to serious health issues and diseases such as diarrhea, cholera, or dysentery. If you're in doubt as to the state of your drinking water, you may want to apply water purification methods such as boiling to get rid of any bacteria. Step 8. Finally, going back to point number 1, do not store water in containers that have been used for chemicals or substances that can leach into the water and your system. Ensure that your stored water remains safe and drinkable. Protect your water, and it will protect you.
It is the weekend and you may still be in a celebratory mood. So as you move across the island, please be reminded that road safety remains everyone's responsibility. Whether walking, driving, or commuting, every road user has a role to play in keeping our streets safe.
Hey sis, I'm going out with the girls.
Where to?
You know, just walking around Halfway Tree, window shopping and all, you know the vibes.
With your headphones on?
Yeah, why not?
Because pedestrians are already vulnerable and blocking out traffic makes it worse.
Really?
Yeah, trust me. There's a few things you should know about pedestrian safety, so come.
Okay.
Well, pedestrians don't have any real protection on the road.
Well, unlike those who use motorbikes, you can't have a helmet, and a vehicle can crash into the bike and not really hit you directly. Same thing for a pedal cyclist, sorry. But the pedestrian has no protection whatsoever.
Simple distractions can turn deadly on the road.
1, don't be using your cell phone and crossing the road. You have to pay attention to the road. It's a dangerous place. far too many, both men and women, but it's mostly women, have their cell phone at the ears or watching a video and crossing the road. It's a dangerous thing.
Okay, but phones aren't the only risk pedestrians face.
We have good research coming out of St. Anne's Bay Hospital done by Dr. Kerry Fletcher, an orthopedic surgeon, which shows the amazing thing that people are smoking ganja and walking carelessly and crossing the road and suffering injuries, and in some cases they're dying.
Yeah, alcohol and illness can also play a role, especially at night.
People are drinking alcohol and crossing the roads. Many instances where you see a pedestrian dying at night in a lonely country area, it has to do with, sometimes it has to do with illness like diabetes or hypertension, but in some cases it has to do with pedestrians drinking alcohol.
Road safety education starts at home for children.
So if you're under 10, certainly, and it's an arbitrary figure, but I would imagine over 10 in Jamaica, most children can manage. But those who are under 10 need to be accompanied. They need to be taught how to cross the road, to look left, look right, look left again, and not to dash across the road.
Visibility can mean the difference between crossing safely or being hit.
So the big thing is that if you're going to be on the road at night time, you have to use the equipment provided. You have to go where you have a crosswalk. You have to use the overhead bridge. You can't be dashing across the road at night. People can hardly see you. You have to wear light-colored clothes so people can see you. Have some kind of reflective thing on your clothes. Try and use the roads in the days. Try and avoid nighttime use as much as possible.
I know when it comes to crossing, patience does save lives.
You can't expect a car coming at speed to stop. You have to wait until there's no traffic on the road. If you're not at a crosswalk, which is properly painted and policed by somebody to help you across, you have to be aware that you're entering a danger zone and wait until the car has passed. Don't try and anticipate how quickly the cars come and you can dash across.
Whether it's distractions, visibility, or crossing at the wrong time, pedestrians face real risks every day.
A little awareness can make the difference between getting home safely or not getting home at all.
Exactly, because on the road, being alert isn't optional, it's protection.
We are at the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. You can stay connected with us online at jis.gov.jm and on our social media platforms. On behalf of the production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.